Last orders at the bar.
A night in with Mauler and the drinker, getting trashed with the web screen thinkers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Pop up the cork, have a glass of wine. I feel safe, I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but pour me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, Mauler and the critical drinker.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
Fancy meeting you guys here. Welcome back for another episode of Last Orders. This one's following on from Open Bar 163, where Mauler and we're going to try and answer the outstanding super chats as we always do.
I think we should 63 years. Crazy.
Yeah, we should do this with a plum and bon homie. What do you think?
Yeah, all right, fine.
It's the way we should always approach things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I'm going to do the outstanding member chats, which one of my subscribers, Tad, was good enough to send my way. Always appreciate you, my friend. The first one is from Flav, who's been a member for 25 months. He says, Hail Drinker, Mauler, and Pano, 2+ years. Amazing. Do we get a badge? My on-off request for more unique emojis for we members, please. I think that's actually a really good idea to commemorate the long-serving members of the chat. Subscribers that have been around for that. Yeah, so I need to get a few more emojis and badges made. It's been a while since I've tinkered with that stuff, so leave it with me and I will see what I can rustle up, because it'd be great to have some more stuff to reward you guys. So thank you. That one guy says, have any of you read Will of the Many by James Islington? I would 5 out of 5 recommend it. I'm afraid I have not read that. I'm guessing you haven't either, Mauler. Sorry, man. But thank you for the recommendations. Yeah, he's also been here for 25 months. So thank you, man. And TJ Crink says, Gal Gadot as Cleopatra. Mark Antony, no! For Hail Chat and the bar.
Let's be honest, though, we would have liked to have seen it. It would have been funny.
It would have been worth it for the lols, I think, yeah. What's Gal up to these days, anyway? I haven't seen her in much recently.
I mean, she was half considering retirement before all this shitstorm hit her. So of people just saying she's a shit actress and stuff. So I imagine that she might just be considering
Did Snow White kind of indirectly scupper her career or bring about the realization that she's a bit shit at the whole acting thing? Because I feel like that was a movie. Yeah, I mean, that was a movie that kind of required her to act, because she had to play like something that wasn't just her personality, like the evil.
Hence why it was one of my favorite performances from her, because
it was special. It really was. My favorite part is when the auto tune kicks in when she's singing. Yeah. you could pinpoint the moment. Let me see if I can find her filmography, actually see what she's working on at the moment. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Christ, there's a lot of information about her. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, yeah, 2025, she did Snow White. Also, In the Hand of Dante. I know nothing about that.
First I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a drama directed by Julian Schnabel. Yeah.
It's a great name.
I mean, Gerard Butler's in it, so that's a real sign of quality. John Malkovich as well. I mean, there's some names in there. 25 million budget, so not exactly top tier stuff. And yeah, she's got a couple coming out next year. They're sort of TBA at the moment. Mm-hmm. The Runner is one of them. It's an action thriller directed by Kevin McDonald. And it's got Damian Lewis and Gal Gadot in it.
All right.
That's for Amazon, though, interestingly. I think she's got like a long-running deal with them. Because wasn't that thing she did with The Rock part of like Amazon as well?
My God. You talking about the, was it Red something? Red Notice?
Yeah. Yes, Red Notice.
I've seen that. That is one of those movies that it would be a great test of just reality. Of you have to watch it, and then you have to answer a question about it a week later.
I could tell you that Ryan Reynolds was in it.
He was.
That's about all I can give you. I cannot remember a single thing about the plot of that movie.
Like, I have seen it. I know I have, and I don't remember anything about it.
It's uncanny, isn't it? It's like a spell that it weaves.
Amazing.
You know, just the forgetfulness. But yeah, it was a movie of all time for sure. Anyway, that was the members chats there. On to the supers. Snacks says, just making sure you know you're live, right? I mean, I hope we did. Yeah. We kind of opened strong.
We do know sometimes, but sometimes you're just getting us like that's just how we are.
Oh. Davesky says, what are your top 3 Lord of the Rings memes? So it's got to be the the one with Pippin. You know, where it's like when you intentionally provoke a Balrog so that Gandalf will die fighting it, only to rise again as the White Wizard and save the whole of Middle Earth, and then it's just a picture of him just going, "It's big brain time," and they've like made his head comically massive.
You know, you reference it in your videos every once in a while that like when they all get reunited and everyone's like goofy as shit, and the eyes are all
retarded.
Yeah.
Mentally challenged Frodo. Yeah, it's the fucking noises he makes more than anything. I don't know why. It just gets me every time. But yeah, there's some pretty good memes out there. Ty Robs says, Mahler, thoughts on the new Smiling Friends episode?
So this would have been, I assume it's
Thursday last week, so
I think it would be the Halloween episode. It was November 2nd that came out, so that should line up. I thought it was funny as fuck, and it's scarier than a lot of horror movies, so there's
really?
that too. Well, yeah, they like basically the episode opens and this witch is at their door, and she says she wants a dime. And so Pim, out of all the characters, is like, yeah, sure. And then Charlie's like, no. And Mr. Boss comes out with a baseball bat. He's like, do you have a problem with this lady? And then they refuse to give him money. And she goes, oh, I damn you. I damn you. I damn you. I damn you. And she like fucking leaves. It's just the usual hilarious shit. But then, you know, each of them start to have like something horrible happen to them that's sort of mystical, spiritual, whatever. For Charlie, like he just starts to melt in when he, and you know he's in like the bathroom and his teeth and everything is falling out and he's just like screaming. And I just remember thinking to myself like, yeah, that's probably more creepy than most horror. I mean, you know, you're working with what? Shelby Oaks. It's just yeah, you know.
That was top tier horror, Mahler. I don't know what you're talking about.
I enjoyed it a whole bunch, and I look forward to more.
Yeah. Rossi says, Gooch the Short King is here. He is indeed, or he was. Jeremy Soden, reached EFAP 150. Noom, also Gartic phone for the win.
Hell yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. Mexi Rage, started playing Alien Isolation and one vent drop from the Xenomorph gave me a small heart attack. Finished the Fly EFAP. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it, but I'll try. Sydney is the best girl. Hail.
Yeah, it's one of those movies. You can recommend it, but you also then have to be like, careful though.
Yeah. If you've got a weak stomach, probably don't watch it. Shadowhawk, Drinker, Mahler, and Panel. Fun question this week. You're stuck on an island. I can only... Oh, wait, I remember that one. Yeah, we answered that one.
Mm-hmm.
One movie from each decade. Fatness Never Lean says, H2TB, Mahler, ever end up seeing Last Night in Soho? Also been endlessly consuming your content lately and loving it. Keep it up, long man.
Well, you got something on the way. We're getting closer now. Probably keep you busy when it's out. But yes, I have seen it. I did not like it. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's pretty bad.
For Edgar Wright, yeah, it was a weird misstep, I feel like.
I feel like no one saw it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his usual thing, is it? And when it's so outside of what he normally does, I guess the draw just isn't there. Good cast, though. It's just, you know, it's a shame. There was a lot of things in place that should have made it good. Ryan Crawford, John Lewis ad is pissing off the woke. I wonder why. Normal white family at Christmas, maybe. I know, it's crazy, right? Imagine that, a white family in Britain. But yeah, they put it in an advert, and apparently it works. Suleiman Ahmad says, what do you think about Jedi and their extermination not being referenced in Andor? I'd be quite interested to see the propaganda about them. Yeah, I'd be kind of curious, actually.
Yeah. Obviously, the show wanted to try and prove it could stand on its own feet without any Force or Jedi, but no, I'd be interested in that too.
Yeah, the Imperial propaganda machine. Blue Collar Loser just saw Badlands. Prey is a masterpiece by comparison. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'd say so. Even the choreography, upon reflection, like it's much more grounded in Prey, even though it's less of it.
Oh,
You know,
100%, yeah. And yeah, the tone is just like it actually takes itself seriously. The Predator's not made out to be a joke. There's no goofy animal sidekicks. Yeah.
it's so shit.
Real yeah, Real Stream loved how Wayland Yutani figured out that synths were the best way to harvest a hostile world, unlike Romulus. Yeah. They're smart when they need to be, but then, you know, the androids they send are complete assholes, so it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? By the way, I meant to ask you, you know how Android Lady is, when you first meet her, she's like tied to a tree.
Yeah,
Who put her there exactly?
no idea. The only assumption we
okay, it's
had
not
was
just me
that
then.
she got torn in half, and then she was crawling around, and a big old space vulture grabbed her and dropped her in its nest, and then somehow she got tied up in there. I got nothing.
Okay, it's not just me then. I wasn't just going crazy.
I don't see why she couldn't escape. Anyway,
I mean, she's probably like really strong because synths are. I
yeah,
feel like she'd be able to break out of that shit. And then when she does get out, she's somehow able to fucking launch herself halfway
Yep.
across the field, but then never does that again. Again, it's curious. It's very
Strange.
curious. Panda says, "What is the single best scene in movie history, and why is it the jungle shootout in Predator?" That scene is just beautiful.
When we were nearing the end
Love
of the
it.
discussion about Predator Badlands, I just had that scene on repeat on the EFAP. It was just playing over and over and over again. I was like, my
It's
happy
just-
place.
It's so enjoyable, yeah. What says, did you see the response Simon Pegg gave about Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek script? His response came across as, "Isn't that adorable?"
Well, if that was the sentiment, that's just really funny considering, you know, the ones he's in.
I mean, he wrote mostly, he did a lot of the script writing for Beyond, didn't he? And that
I think
was
that's the
kind
one
of
I
a
haven't
fucking
seen.
mess. Yeah. So it's the one that mysteriously has a huge amount of Scotty screen time. Who would have thought it? Yeah, that's when it just goes fully into I'm just a big dumb action movie territory, and it's got Captain Kirk riding around on a motorbike because reasons. So yeah. Don't Be Hasty says, "I dread the day they try to humanize the shapeshifter from The Thing." Fucking give it time, by the way. It'll have daddy issues or something, or it'll be female and it'll be oppressed by the other fucking male blob things in its culture.
There's a thing culture, and they're all being mean. It's like, yeah,
Give it time. Superfly, do some genres outclass other genres? Like, can a comedy ever beat Lord of the Rings? Or since Lord of the Rings has a happy ending, is it a comedy in the traditional sense? I mean, I wouldn't call it a comedy, no. But yeah, like, I guess in hypothetical terms, right? Could a comedy have more artistic merit than, say, Lord of the Rings?
I think it is possible, but me personally, it's going to be hard for. It's not even about the fact that it's drama versus comedy. It's just Lord of the Rings is so impressive. If you had a comedy that was of that scope and scale, like a parody of Lord of the Rings that was as good as, you know, the bet like Team America and shit, but it was. I mean, you know, Team America itself is pretty celebratory for what it's doing. Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, I think you know, in a broader sense, like I suppose certain genres are seen as maybe less worthy than others, or like almost like the cheap and nasty sort of genre of movies. Like horror, perhaps, is a good example where they can be churned out by the truckload. They're cheap to make, and they kind of guarantee like thrills on a sort of basic level. Like if it's literally just, hey, we can show people getting, you know, chopped up by a serial killer or whatever, or spooky jump scares from a ghosty thing, you know, it's probably seen as like a less artistically challenging genre than, you know, something like you know, a straight up drama or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they are all like that. It just means like they lend themselves to that sort of thing a bit more because they appeal to a more base instinct in the viewer. Arm514 says OG Predator movie was a slight mess. The radio operator in it was a known writer nowadays and was put in the film for the field rewrites when needed. So you're talking about Shane Black, obviously.
Yeah.
He was there for two reasons. Partly to help polish up the script a little bit, and partly to keep an eye on John McTiernan, who was a bit of a rookie director at the time, and they didn't know if he would be able to handle the pressure. So he was like the studio's man on the ground. That was all, really.
Fucking rookie director makes that.
I know. But yeah, it wasn't a mess. Like it came across as a really fucking confident movie that knew exactly what it was doing.
Yeah.
Powdered Toast Man says, I always felt like the Colonial Marines would have been interesting to put up against a Predator. I've said that many times. Imagine the Colonial Marines are sent on a mission to take on xenomorphs or whatever, and then instead they encounter a Predator or a group of Predators.
You wonder, don't you? It's like, man, it's such an easy idea for a movie, and yet they choose these ideas. Okay, all right, fine, Go ahead.
How would it deal with smart guns, motion trackers, and infrared vision? Exactly, yeah. I mean,
I actually think it's super interesting to deal with motion trackers because the Predator is usually moving fast or standing still. So the tracker is useful in the sense that it will show up on it, but not as consistently as aliens do.
Yes.
And so it'll fuck with the Marines a little bit. They'll be like, where the fuck is he? Where's he going? What's he doing? It's like,
I don't know if it's... Yeah, has it ever been made clear whether the Predators will show up on thermal vision themselves?
I think they do. I have to imagine they show up to each other. But then again, maybe they don't. I don't know. I guess we haven't got that confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another thing to ponder, but yeah. Imagine if James Cameron had done a Predator movie. I was just, when I was thinking about the Colonial Marines there.
If he made Predators in like fucking, I don't know, 90, maybe just 1990, and it was amazing. Can you imagine that?
Yep.
Be so funny.
Could have been amazing, yeah. Jeremy Soden, whether they choose to reveal it or not, I hope the writers have a backstory. If it's awful, hopefully they keep it to themselves. What's that a reference to? I guess it must be Predator again.
Yeah.
Nick Harrigan artwork says, new Predator design. We have Predator at home. Yeah, it's Temu Predator.
And everyone will tell you it looks like shit on purpose. And you're like, cool. It still looks like shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a crap excuse. It's like, it's kind of like saying, I made an intentionally shit movie just to spite you. It's like, well, yeah, but you made a shit movie. So,
yep.
D. Warner says, I want Daniel Day-Lewis to star in a movie with Ruby Rose and Gal Gadot. It would be the funniest movie of all time. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah. This thespian just absolutely going for it opposite these fucking planks of wood.
He does the whole job. He's proud of his work, and then you tell him at the end, it's like, you know, this was a joke, right? Like we did this as a joke, and he's like, what?
I gave up 5 years of my life to make this movie. Yeah. Patrick Mulligan says, South Park has gone downhill with the new season. People have said this for years when South Park goes after their cultural or political side. Pathetic.
I mean, they've pissed off everybody is a fair thing to say. They've gotten into their fair share of controversies over the years. What I will say is, you know, the make it gay and lame was a pretty good meme. And that's not like old.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Mega Spidey Man, to all, favorite Aladdin song and character and why them? What would your ideal Hulk movie be? It's two very different questions there, but what is the song that Aladdin sings when he's talking about how he's a thief and stuff and he's just up and coming? And I can't remember.
I forget the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a nice sort of you know, got a bit of a kick to it and stuff. And yeah, I think that's probably my favorite in the movie. And yeah, ideal Hulk movie. Honestly, I really struggle to give much of a shit about the Hulk. I've just never seen him on screen and thought like, oh wow, what a compelling character. I'm really fascinated by this.
Yeah, this would be the kind of thing where if I were given control, I'd be like, right, I'm going to read every Hulk comic. Give me a sec. You know, I'm going to find out like what the most meaningful journey he's been on, sort of thing, and then we probably want to try and do that because him smashing shit, I think, is important and good. It's just that we want a bit more than that as well.
Andre says Disney has finally done it. They destroyed both Alien and Predator. They became the ultimate predator. They did. Destroyer of franchises.
Yep.
Eatman says, Attack on Titan final boss is a cataclysmic anti-villain. Dingbats think he's pure evil. He didn't start World War. He just finished the final World War. Thoughts? I mean, yeah, like I don't want to go into too much spoiler territory with it, but when your protagonist essentially sets out to destroy the world, it's you're getting into quite interesting territory there from a writing point of view, and that's kind of where the story ends up. But it was kind of always going to be his path, I think, when you find out like how he was created and what his history is with all of this, and the investment he's got in it. I think it kind of makes sense the direction he went. But yeah, I was okay with it. Jordan Clark says, so does Yutani send racially diverse crews of humans to get dangerous alien specimens or crews of synthetics to do that? Good question. Wish we knew. It's a bit of everything. It's
Well, don't worry,
the
this is
writers
set
dream up.
way further in the future, so it doesn't get in the way of anything, even though that's not a thing. You can't like, I am immune to ruining stuff. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah. It's all under the purview of the same company as well. Like, fuck. But yeah, imagine a crew of intelligent synths that were sent on that alien retrieval mission. They would be perfect. Like, I know there's bugs and stuff in there that can melt fucking plastic or whatever, but that's just retarded. But also, like, yeah, you assume like there'd be enough synths to have backups, and they can be, even if they get damaged, they don't feel pain, so it doesn't matter. They can be repaired. And yeah, they can't be impregnated by facehuggers, which is the most important thing, so that the alien can't reproduce. So yeah, would have made a lot of sense.
Yep.
Shame the writers are retards. Doge says, so Drinker no longer likes The Mandalorian, like how reception changed with The Force Awakens. Do you think this will happen to Andor a few years from now? I mean, I think season 3 of The Mandalorian just soured me on the whole thing. And to be honest, like, looking back, it then allowed me to reassess the first couple of seasons and realize, man, it was never really that great. You know, it was a definite tonic to what we had with like The Force Awakens and like the sequel trilogy movies. And it was just a nice stripped back basic story. The potential was there for sure. And I think that's what myself and a lot of other people were caught up in with the first season. Like, wow, there's this potential for a whole galaxy of adventures, and it's not tethered to this ridiculous story they've tried to weave, you know, with Rey and the Force and all that.
I'd happily
went
concede
nowhere.
the first season's significantly better than the third. Like, it's crashing down by the time we get there. But the thing to compare to Andor is Andor's best episode is in season 2. Like, so if anything, it may have gone up for some people after season 2, and it's over now. It's completed. So there is
Very
no
true.
dragging it down. That's not going to happen, I don't think.
Yeah. Toxic Gamer says, Mauler quote, they will staple their blank to your lips while wolfing down laxatives, all to prevent the death of their pathetic failing corpse of a universe, a death they so thoroughly earned. Is that a real quote from you?
That sounds like it could be. I don't remember which video that would be from, though, but that sounds like something I might say.
Yeah.
He's going to start getting difficult if they if they start like inventing ones, but try to do it somewhat close to what I say. Like,
Maverick says, Mauler, Drinker, and Panel, who would win? The original Predator or the Terminator T-800 Model 101? They meet in an underground car park.
does the Predator have his full gear?
It doesn't say.
Because that pretty much just decides it. If the Predator is at base stats, then he's going to lose. But if he's got his cloak and his plasma caster, the Terminator loses.
But then you have to ask, well, does the Terminator have weapons as well? Does he have like weapons from the future, like pulse
even if you give him his
whatever?
plasma rifle, I don't think he's going to outclass the Predator, because the Predator will be faster, get to some form of cover, I'm guessing. And if he's cloaked, the Terminator's fucked.
Well, then it just depends, like, what kind of range of vision the Terminator can see in, because I got a suspicion they can probably have thermal vision. They can definitely see in the dark and stuff. Like, they've got night vision. It's probably not too much of a stretch to say that they can probably sense heat as well.
Then I guess it's up to the writer. If they can see through the cloak, it's a bit closer. But if they can't, and the Predator has it, then yeah, it is.
But yeah, if the plasma caster can go through the Terminator's endoskeleton, then yeah, he's done. Like I don't know if it would penetrate necessarily because it's made of like titanium or something. I'm guessing
think
it probably would.
Yeah.
Drinker, take your pants off. Says Dan Trachtenberg has announced the sequel, Predator the Musical. Can you imagine nostalgia critic and Grace Randolph on a date? Drinker, take off those pants. I just help me understand, right? What do people watch Grace Randolph for? Is it just because she has a bit of like industry knowledge behind the scenes?
That's got to be it. I couldn't imagine anything else. She's very funny, but only when you like. She can only be funny to me when you have the context of, oh my god, she thinks what she's saying is like novel, intelligent, and insightful.
Mm-hmm.
When it's insane, and if you're watching her just for that, like I don't think. I like to come in and out every once in a while, and I'm talking about months. The idea that you regularly watch her, it's like you must think she's got a lot of interesting things to say, which, you know what? More power to you.
Good on you, Grace. Disaster Area says, have you guys seen Prisoner of War? UK POW in a Japanese camp kicking everyone's butt. Dumb, fun, 90s style action movie. Low budget, but a laugh. Worth a watch. Thanks for that recommendation. Starbug Smeg. Evening, gents. Would a cool concept be to do a live-action version of the Predator versus Samurai from the recent animation series? Any other cool ideas? So, yeah, like that vignette from Killer of Killers, would we want that as a live action? I mean, sure,
I'll take anything that's
of,
good, but,
Yeah, I mean, any of these have got potential if they're handled properly. It's just, can you craft a good story out of it that's more than just like, hey, let's bash a bunch of toys together from different eras. If so, sure. The sound effects and music from Predator 1 still burned in my brain to this day. So the soundtrack for that movie is just brilliant. Yeah, it just gets you going. It's Alan Silvestri, isn't it, that does that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Snacks says, who wins? Ares versus Predator. Tron, Ares versus Badlands. I mean, wait, what? Ares the character versus the Predator? I think the Predator would probably take him.
Predator, yeah.
And yeah, which movie's worse? Ares or Badlands? I'd say Tron, Ares is worse.
Yeah, probably Tron, Ares.
Richard Shaft. Exploding slugs work like poison frogs. You won't benefit if you get eaten. But predators will learn not to eat your species. Same thing. Right, so it's like teaches them by example or something. I guess you got to sacrifice one or two of your species to save the others. I'm not sure if evolution works in that way, but sure. Samuel Palmer. Drinker, I just released a video called Star Wars by Design When Art Fails, and used a clip from Open Bar 144 where Mark Miller was talking about Disney's practices just before COVID. Where's the other one from you? That must be quite far up. I'll get to part 2 because there is a part 2 to this one, but I can't see it right here. JS Pena says, are you going to play Predator Concrete Jungle now? I thought Concrete Jungle was like a comic or something.
No, it's a PS2 game. And I played the shit out of it when I was a kid. I don't know. I can't speak to how it holds up, so to speak, but I'd be interested in having a look at some point again. Yeah,
because a big sort of open game like that with PS2 graphics, I don't know how well that's going to hold up necessarily, but maybe it's due for a remaster. Almost Dead Man says, what about Home Alone as a perfect script? Would be classic. I feel like
I don't know about perfect.
It's good. It's super enjoyable. It's a heartwarming movie, and I really enjoy watching it at Christmas time.
It might. I might say it's perfect in the sense of like it does its job. The results it has. It's just not. It's not a script I can talk about in the way that we talk about something like Hot Fuzz.
No, and it doesn't cover the pretty major plot holes of like, why doesn't he just go to the cops or like get someone else to help him or whatever?
Yeah, they don't do a great job of that in the movie.
Yeah. Marquet says, I was watching a Drinker video the other day where he said he didn't finish The Sopranos. That made me sad. Muller, have you ever watched it?
No, it's on my list. I'm going to watch it with Fringy at some point, I think.
I mean, probably the reason I haven't finished it is the same reason Muller hasn't watched it. There's like 10 seasons of it, and it's really fucking long, and I just don't have time right now to invest in a show like that. I kind of missed the boat when it was on, and so now I'm having to play catch up. So it's not like I've got anything against The Sopranos. I just don't have time to finish it.
And it's a show that you need to be paying good attention to. Give it the respect it deserves. And it's like, so I got to carve out a lot of time for that.
Definitely. Matthew Cooper says, remember when Sean Penn went to inspect Iraq for WMDs? Nice one, Sean. Jay Fraser, hail gents, for the $500 Mahler appearance fund. Is that what it costs to get you to appear places, Mahler?
Yeah, on any stream, yeah. Per minute.
500 minimum, yeah. Matthew Watts, Mr. Drinker, I'd like to recommend two of my favorite movies, Shin Godzilla and The Dark Crystal. Shin Godzilla is on par with -1, and The Dark Crystal is a masterwork of puppetry by Jim Henson. Nice. I never watched The Dark Crystal, actually. Did you?
It's been recommended to me by a bunch of people. Wolf really likes it as well. I need to see it.
Stephen Williams, Drinker, what are some good games to play right now? I played all the major ones like Expedition 33 and Razor Fist. Should I keep reading Redwall? Well, I can't answer for Razor Fist, but yeah, I picked up Expedition 33 again after like leaving it on the back burner for quite a while, so I've been enjoying like playing through that again. Yeah, the other one I just reviewed actually on my gaming channel is one called Dispatch, which is like one of those choose your own ending kind of games, a bit like the Telltale ones, and that's a lot of fun. It's obviously a very different sort of experience from a more open world type thing like Expedition 33, but I enjoyed it. Thought it was good fun. Yeah, the Wastelander, they're not getting that free USAID money anymore. Yeah, a lot of things have changed since that. Jay Fraser, where does Badlands rank in the Predator films? Yeah, we were asked this by a few people on the night. I think we put it right down, like maybe second or third from the bottom.
Yep. It's between that and AVP 2. I'm not sure which is worse because I hate them both, kind of.
I think this is slightly better. Maybe in the sense that it's just more rewatchable. But yeah, it's still pretty far down. Yeah. A Bavarian normie pleb says, at least the development of the Predators in the recent movies is consistent. After they integrated the autistic spinal fluid in the 2010s, they devolved into the ones from Badlands. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
It sure does.
Predators. G-Bags. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on the upcoming film, The Running Man? I hope that it'll be a great film, as the premise says a lot about society and the risks of not pushing back against the system. I'll go into it with an open mind. I mean, I like Glenn Powell as an actor. I like Edgar Wright as a filmmaker. I feel like together they should be able to produce something good. I just, I got a fondness for the Arnie one from the 80s, and I just don't know if this necessarily needed a remake, but who knows? They seem to be going down a slightly different path with it than that movie did. Apparently, it's closer to the book, so we'll see. I will watch it and probably review it.
It's going to have a big impact on how I refer to Edgar Wright going forward. Hopefully it's positive.
He's on shaky ground with you at the moment, isn't he?
A little bit. He stole himself from me, if you know what I mean. He spent all this time not making amazing films. It's like, why did you do that? Why are you James Cameroning yourself?
George Fleming says GTA 6 has been delayed again. I'm actually starting to believe that game is never going to come out. It's just a myth.
Apparently it's on a similar trajectory as Red Dead 2. That got delayed quite a bit before it came out.
I mean, I can understand why. The amount of work that must go into creating a world of that size and detail is enormous. Hopefully it's worth it, I guess. Boothiel says, do you think it's an issue when Knowles walks into the darkness without saying anything to MacReady near the end of the thing? It's a bit of a weird one, actually, isn't it?
I mean, everyone's getting a bit weird toward that part of the movie.
Because is that the stage when they're kind of they're planning to blow the whole place up, and so they're setting charges everywhere and stuff, and he just kind of vanishes for a while, and he reappears with a really like flimsy explanation for where he's went.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to imagine what happened.
Yeah. Thomas Pollen Stavik. My short is doing okay at festivals, selections, and honorable mentions, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching it and the nice comment. Nice, man. I think that was the Ruins Ignite short, which was really fun, actually. Two guys dueling with lightsabers, and yeah, the choreography and everything was really good. Jay Fraser, thoughts on Fraser and Vice returning for Mummy 4? I'm pleased. I'm just sad that Stephen Sommers isn't directing it.
I'm a bit worried about it. We have no reason to think this would be of any good use, and it could be horrible. I just like that he's got that job to do. You know, it's just like yay, in a ceremonial way for Brendan.
Yeah. The Imperial Brick says Frankenstein should have been released before Halloween. Damn right it should have been. And it should have got a proper theatrical release instead of like a limited release before it get punted to streaming. Like that movie could have done well. It's not like it was up against strong competition in October. Jesus.
I'm guessing Netflix were like, no, it's got to be on our platform. It's the whole point. It's like, yeah, but you guys still make the money, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Thomas Paul and Stavik says Begonia is an October movie. Was okay. Haven't seen it. I don't know.
Haven't seen it. No.
Brandon Lee says, "Never fear, lads. Avatar 3 will make almost 3 billion and then be forgotten by everyone immediately." You're so right as well.
Here we go again.
Yeah, basically. Z11, there's a great 2-minute interview clip here on YouTube with Sir Christopher Lee. He basically advises young stars to not believe their own hype. Yeah, good advice, man.
Have you seen the clip where they say, like, he says, people ask me, like, what is it like to work on a green screen where you basically have nothing to work with, that it's entirely within your head because all of the things around you are not, you know, actually things you can work with. That he says, I mean, it's not that crazy. I've worked with countless actors who give me nothing to work with.
Proper savage, man. I love it. Agamemnon Fireman says, Razor, I recall before you said you're not a Del Toro fan either, but did you get to see the new Frankenstein film that he did? I want to hear you expand on your thoughts on that. If you did, cheers, dude. Unfortunately, Razor is not here that can answer that, but I don't know. I don't recall him saying much about Del Toro before.
No, I don't either. But he does stream a bunch. If you catch him on one of his streams, I'm sure he'd answer that for sure.
Yeah. Cannon Folderall, also a drinker in 1963, the president of the MPAA died, setting off a 3-year internal power struggle and a period of inconsistent code enforcement. The beginning of the end of the Hays Code is in sight. Yeah. That then paved the way for like the new wave directors that just, brought in much more edgy films in the late 60s, early 70s. Yes, Silver Slug says, I imagine Razor knows most about this, but the only reason 13th Friday the 13th movie hasn't come out is because of Victor Miller. He refuses to let anything get made. He even tanked the 13th game, Friday the 13th game. Is that true? I don't know much about the history of the Friday
I don't
the
know
13th
enough about
movies.
That. I know there's rights issues, though, that are a nightmare for him.
Yeah. Hayden Wayne says, I have never watched a second of Chainsaw Man series. I love the movie. I know that they want his heart because they said it in the movie. I know that he's caught after because Reese said it. I followed along just fine and want to watch the series. Chainsaw Man. I've seen it advertised quite a bit.
Yeah. People
I'm
talking
going
about
to
it.
watching it. Tay says, chat's lurking tax. There you go. Thank you. The Batman guy. I think I just saw that they are making a Gremlins 3. Surely not. Well, like 30 years after the previous one.
Wouldn't surprise me. Do you see the thing about John Carpenter talking about the Thing too?
Yeah, is that legit or is he just bullshitting?
I imagine nothing's going to happen. The quote seems to be him just saying they're talking about it, and it's like,
Because he is really old now and looks quite frail. And
I don't. People are like, oh God, I hope not. It's like, I don't think so. There's no reason to think so.
Yeah. Fear of FEMA says Shelby Oaks 7 is the one where Stuckman himself is in the movie as meta commentary.
Ooh.
Are we going to get a whole series of Shelby Oaks? Cannibal says, thoughts on Welcome to Derry? So, yeah, I'm seeing clips for that everywhere, but I've never watched it yet. I'm not sure if I want to really, but I don't know.
I'm seeing mixed stuff on it. I might check it out depending on what people end up saying broadly.
Yeah. Scott J says, Drinker, panel, are any of you watch guys? What are some nice watches worn by interesting movie characters other than Bond / Omega?
I'm not a watch guy.
I mean, I've got some watches. Like, I wouldn't describe myself as a watch guy either necessarily. I just kind of occasionally get a new one.
It's funny. I've
That's all.
seen enough Nick Diorio streams to know that he's extremely passionate about pinball and watches, specifically wristwatches, to the point where if any person is wearing one in any video, he'll know exactly what like make and model it is. And it's just like,
Oh, wow.
You know, it's one of those things where you're just like, okay, cool. That's some cool information you have there. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, good to be passionate about things, I guess. Everyone's got something. Jay Fraser, in 2000s, Nolan said studios / pre-production time in favor of hitting a release date. Hence, scripts come off as barely complete first drafts. You have to wonder why. I mean, surely the drawbacks outweigh the benefits of that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get why they would do it.
They think it's working.
We'll just figure it out on the day. Keel Robinson says, Millie is the only Bobby Brown that I trust. Should you, though? I'm not sure. John Orchard, how many of you will be at MegaCon? Hey, Razor, saw your review of Phantom of the Opera. Freaking awesome. Please do more of these and the Noir series. Maybe ask Drinker to do some reviews with you. There's a possibility. MegaCon, yeah, I'm planning to be there. It's always fun to hang with everyone, and the atmosphere is great. So, yeah, it's a nice excuse to go to Florida as well. Zoroaster says, this is a question for Razor. What do you think about the new Daily Wire show coming out? Interested the panel's thoughts as well. So I don't really follow Daily Wire that much. I don't know. Are you a Daily Wire fan, Muller? Do you know
when you say new show, are we talking about like a fictional entertainment thing, or?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah. John Hansen says, Hail Mauler and Drinker and guests. I just got back from Predator Badlands. Jesus, what did I just watch? It started bad and just descended into Disney slop. Pretty much. I mean,
exactly what it says on the tin. Disney Predator.
The first 5 minutes were tolerable. It's basically once the fucking android lady shows up, then it's just, ugh. Yeah.
I didn't even like the first 5 minutes of dialogue shit. It's, you know, like even you know, the thing of like, the predators, they go after all species, prey to no one, and then that gets, they have no friends or whatever. It's like all of that is just proven wrong within 5 minutes of their own story. I don't even know why they put that there. And then, you know, they're like predator fight. I don't even know. It's like, brother, I can sense you behind your cloak, hiding. It's like, yeah, I don't think you need that line. In fact, just because your predators can talk now with fucking subtitles doesn't mean they should be all the time.
Yeah. Talkie Toaster, the question is this. Given that God is infinite and that the universe is also infinite, would you like a toasted tea cake? I would quite like one, yes. Thank you. Can you get me one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Patrol Pilot says, Drinker, can you come pick up Tatiana? I was finished after about 40 seconds and she's now making fun of me. Well, you know, there's always a chance to recharge and go at it again. What can I say? But, what was that? Yeah, that's the last one right there, actually. So, I want to say thanks, everyone, for sending us your super chats. Glad we can answer them here and now. Muller is also glad.
Thank you so much.
You will catch us on the next open bar. So, for now, that's all we got for today. So, go away now.
Bye.